Chester Lampkin here. We've got a tornado warning in force until 9:30. Arlington, City of Alexandria, District of Columbia, D.C., parts of Prince George's County. So here's the current situation, okay? So this storm here is possibly producing a tornado, and this is radar indicated from the National Weather Service. And here's the situation. It does look like this storm is going to move right over the heart of Arlington and right into D.C. So I'm going to put a little tracker on here so you guys can see what's happening. This is the storm here. The edge of that storm has just gotten into the Arlington area, right into the west end of town here. So East Falls Church, that neighborhood there, and then pretty much that really busy corridor down through Roslyn, Clarendon over there towards the Courthouse Square area. That is where the tornado warning is in force here. And it does look like the warning stretches right into downtown D.C. So downtown D.C., anyone near the National Mall and down through Navy Yard and even parts of Northeast now, you want to get into your shelter immediately for this possible tornadic storm that's moving in. So I'm going to walk off the screen here if you guys want to take a full screen so I can get some more details on this tornado warning since it just popped here in the last couple of minutes. But anyone at Nats Park, I mean, I hope that they're going to delay this game immediately if they haven't done that already. The Nats are playing right now, and this is a dangerous developing situation with a radar-indicated tornado here. This storm is capable of producing a tornado. It's located over Roslyn and moving east at 35. So again, that storm is now, it's pretty much about to cross the Potomac. And I'm going to put a new tracker on here so we can get a better idea of what's going on here. If this storm moves in, if you live in one of these areas that is shown here on the map, let me clear this out of here and put this here. Oh my goodness, I don't know what is going on with this. My apologies, folks. This computer has decided that it does not want to cooperate with me here. So let me put the tracker on for you, and then let's take it out to the east. So this is what we're looking at. Okay. Right here in D.C., Nats Park, Navy Yard area, pretty much anyone who lives in southeast and northeast. Almost the entire, all of southeast and almost all of northeast D.C. is under this warning. So it doesn't matter where you live. You can live in Anacostia. You can live over in the Capitol View area. You can live by Bowling, anywhere, Benning Road, anywhere. If you live along and south of Minnesota Avenue, I would say you definitely are going to have to take shelter as this tornadic storm, possible tornadic storm, crosses out of Arlington and moves right into Washington, D.C. This is moving east at 35 miles per hour. This is a strong thunderstorm that has had a history of producing downpours and possibly some gusty winds. And again, this storm is right over Washington, D.C. as we speak. It's moving pretty quickly at 35. It's already getting into Georgetown, getting into the downtown area over the mall. And then next up is Navy Yard and much of Southwest. All of Southwest will be covered by the storm the next couple of minutes if it hasn't already moved there yet. And again, that whole area stretching east along east, anywhere east of Capitol, along East Capitol, we've got that tornado, possible tornadic storm right on top of you guys. So northeast, southeast, everybody in all those neighborhoods, you just need to take shelter right now with this possible tornadic storm. This is radar indicated. It has not been confirmed. If you know, if you have any good views of this storm and you could take a picture safely, send it in to us. Let us know so we can get some confirmation of whether there's a tornado. It is pretty dark out there at this time, but it looks like there's a lot of lightning, so you may be able to see it if in fact there is a tornado
Chester,
with this storm. Yes.
The Nationals game has been delayed.
Okay,
they're telling people to hide in the concourse right now.
Okay, and that is the right move. Thank you, Leslie Foster, out here as well as we track this storm. So there's Nats Park, and this is the leading edge of the storm. So it's getting into Nats Park right now, where all the other arenas are too, and then getting in towards the eastern parts of downtown. So right over downtown, the National Mall right about here. And you can see this is going to move right over places like Trinidad, Anacostia, pretty much everyone east of the Anacostia just needs to take cover right now. And then this warning actually stretches outside of the D.C. limits out towards Silver Hill, over to Capitol Heights, places like that. So you'll want to get in your shelter as well. And Fort Washington, you are included in the warning as well. So those areas in Prince George's County, you guys have a little bit more leeway, a little more heads up on this storm as it moves east. So I'm looking at what the National Weather Service is saying, and right now they have this warning until 9:30. This is as of 4 minutes ago. There's a radar indicated tornado. Possibly it's a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Radar indicated means it is not confirmed by any eyewitnesses, but is based on rotation in the radar. So that is the only information we have on this possible tornadic storm. I'm going to move this track just a little farther east so we can see where it's going to be. Okay, so there it is until 9:30. Arlington, the worst of it is actually getting past you now. And if there were a tornado, it would be right over downtown Washington, D.C. Again, this is radar indicated. That doesn't mean there is a tornado on the ground, but because there is a warning, you want to get in your shelter immediately. Safe places to go, of course, the basement, lowest level of your home or a building, apartment, and try your best to just get under something sturdy. Put something over your head, for example. Pillow, blankets. I know some of it kind of sounds silly, but a bike helmet, anything to keep you safe from possible falling debris. And we've already had severe weather today, so this is not the news you want to hear. Check out this live view here of the White House, and you can see the downpours moving right over downtown. I mean, that is some wicked weather. And you can see the wind just really pushing those trees back and forth. Visibility is terrible at this moment, and plenty of lightnings, no doubt, indicative of what's happening with this storm. So again, tornado warning over downtown Washington, D.C., and all of northeast and southeast for the most part. On the east side of the Anacostia, that's where the worst of the storm is now moving in. It looks like the downpours have covered all of Washington, D.C., west of the Anacostia, basically up into northwest. There. And a lot of lightning with this. Even if there isn't a tornado, a possible 60-mile-per-hour wind gust with this particular storm cell as it moves across the area. I'm going to pull the radar out just a little bit and show you guys that in addition to the possible tornadic portion of this storm, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning and a flash flood warning. So we have multiple warnings in place because there's concern about all these downpours leading to more flooding. We just got a bunch of rain. So that's very troubling for the local streets, rivers that tend to flood during these kinds of situations. That's just going to add to our problems here this evening. And then we have the severe thunderstorm warning that covers almost all of the metro here, from College Park over to Temple Hills and down through the National Harbor, back to Mount Vernon as well, and further west into Fairfax County, all of Arlington County. And then we have this warning where I've put a new track. I've put the track ahead of the storm so that you know where the leading edge of the possible damaging winds would be in this area here. So again, Temple Hill, Silver Hill, Greenway, places like that next couple of minutes, over towards Camp Springs, and that's, in and around the air base out there towards Andrews and Capitol Heights, District Heights, next couple of minutes. So this storm, it says it's moving east at 35. I suspect it's moving a little bit faster, seems a little bit faster as it kind of bows out to the east. And when storms take on that sort of bowing shape, that usually is indicative of a downburst or outflow winds. So winds come out of the front of the thunderstorm, hit the ground, and then they sort of fan out. And that could spin up tornadoes, that can cause widespread wind damage. And that is probably the issue that may be occurring here across southeast now, northeast and southeast. That's like the main areas, I would say, the H Street corridor and due east over towards Benning and up towards Minnesota Avenue. Big time downpours there. And then southeast, we've got the downpours and likely some really gusty winds as well. So anyone in southeast D.C. and all the communities in Prince George's County inside the Beltway or along and inside the Beltway from Largo Town Center all the way down to Fort Washington, you are either in a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning across the area. Leslie, do you have any information you need to throw out there?
Yeah, you know what? We've got a spokesperson from D.C. Fire and EMS, and we know our area's bravest have had a very long day rescuing folks from the first round of all of this severe weather earlier today. Vito, are you there?
Yes, I am.
I tell you what, we are grateful for the service that you all provide every day for us, and certainly on days like this. How are the crews handling things right now? We know it's been a long day already. We know there was the building collapse. Many of those rescuers went back on the job to help with what may be happening right now. Give us an idea of what's happening right now for your crews.
Well, I'm up in upper northwest at the moment, and we're getting slammed with very heavy rain and high winds. My first advice to people is if you see moving water in the streets or area ahead of you, turn around and don't drown. There is a flash flood warning. I understand a tornado warning has also been issued, and anybody who is in the harm's way from this tornado warning needs to go to the basement or an inside room without windows on the lowest floor, or a bathroom, a closet, a center hallway, and if at all possible, avoid sheltering in a room with windows for added protection if there's something heavy and sturdy that you can place over you. Do so also. But the important thing is to seek shelter wherever you are.
Have you heard
anything? As far as our crews are concerned,
have you heard anything from your crews that are in the areas that Chester is talking about right now? So Anacostia, Capitol View, Capitol Park, Nationals Park, Southwest. Are you hearing anything from them? We're trying to confirm whether this tornado has actually touched down or done anything. We have it radar indicated, but have you heard, has anyone told you whether there was any rotation, or whether they've seen anything?
I'm monitoring our response channels, and at this point there haven't been any calls that would indicate that type of activity.
Got it. Got it. What kind of calls are you getting even at this moment?
Well, at the moment, we're actually pretty quiet at the moment. Sometimes the storm passes through quickly, and then afterwards, when people begin to reemerge, they find issues, they find damage. But at the moment, we're relatively quiet, and let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, let's hope it stays that way. We understand the Nationals game has been delayed, and people have been told to kind of shelter in the concourse over there. Do you know if any of your crews have been called to that area at all?
We have not. And you asked earlier about the rescue crews. All of the crews that were involved in today's rescue, they had an opportunity to clean up, get their gear back together again. And those teams are all in service, and they're prepared for the next emergency, whatever it may be. Those teams also have inflatable boats that they can respond with for inland water rescues. So we're prepared for whatever these storms bring.
All right, Vito. Well, we wish you and we wish our brave rescuers well out there on the roads. Of course, if folks don't have to be outside when there's a tornado warning, they should not be outside. In fact, they should be taking cover in parts of the city that we've been talking about. Let's stay in touch as this evolves, and be safe out there, all right?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So, Chester, you just heard that we haven't had any confirmation yet of any rotation, and no calls specific to what this might be in parts of D.C. just yet.
And that's great news because, I'm a little worried because they've issued a new tornado warning now. And again, this is all radar indicated. That means they don't have any confirmation, and that seems to be verified. That doesn't mean there isn't a tornado, but what it means is that until we know for sure there is one on the ground, this is just going to be radar indicated. This is the National Weather Service just trying to preempt any tornado that could drop out of this storm. So here's the new warning, and it covers a part of Prince George's County that is basically along Route 50, so along and south Route 50. That is where that tornado warning is in force here. So that's until 9:45. That's a new warning that replaces the old warning. Now, the old warning still covers that area along Florida Avenue, H Street corridor, and then into northeast. Southeast, you're not under the warning anymore. So southeast, you're in the clear. But a good chunk of northeast D.C., still under that old or the new warning, and that covers pretty much everyone east of the Anacostia, and even some areas west, out towards the National Arboretum and up towards the Cheverly area as well. Glenarden, you are included in the warning, and I've plotted this map here that kind of shows a few areas that's showing up there. this H. Winship Wheatley Special Education Center if you live near there, or near Walker Mill or Yorkshire Knolls. And then this is that new warning, so I've moved the map a little farther to the east for that warning, 945. This is a radar indicated tornado. But if you live near Ritchie, Randolph Village, or if you live close to the Divine Peace Elementary School, basically that area there from northeast, again, in around Benning and